And we're back with Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. It's me, Rob. I'm joined with the Iffy. And the George.
That's me. And Gumshoe.
Let's do this. Out of the crime.
Speaking of room in the main hall that night.
What's that, George?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I called Fairfree, but he started at the same time.
As soon as I heard that I've been spotted at the inner temple, I knew it was my sister. Dahlia. The other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The Irish that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
Because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I had to accept I have been found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
No, but don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on the Eagle Mountain 11 years ago. That was the start of it all. Just her entire destiny. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence the Eagle Mountains where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
She did it for the vine. It was not our fault. She was to get revenge on our father.
Revenge? What do you mean by revenge? You're asking a lot of fucking questions today, Phoenix.
How does that work? He was hideous, man. He threw our mother away and sent her to hell.
But Morgan Fay was alive. Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
My mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many businesses and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was sent to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over the massive terrain.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
She cut Morgan the Fay. Before long, the credibility of the terrain tradition took hit rock bottom. The master, mystic Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6, and Jesus fucking Christ, this incident does not fucking stop. That happened. Before it took me and my sister twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. Here, the police, he said, it was a hick dive. What the fuck?
What the fuck is a hick
He had no
dive?
reason to stay.
On the Google,
I mean, I know a hick is like a derogatory term or something, but like...
A hick is a derogatory slang term for lower-class whites raised in rural areas. What's a dive? I don't even know.
I assume it just means like a place with, in this context, a place with loads of hicks.
Well, sometimes in slang it means a seedy bar or a nightclub. So, I assume it means... Oh, I assume it just means it's a congregation of hicks. Or something like that.
Mm.
So you're alright, George. You might be right on that one. And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple.
Yes. That woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. Had no place in his new family, you say. That's fucked up.
Oh.
I haven't seen my mother once since then. And the message she stole from her and being rejected by her own family. I heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally. And she battered herself up and tried to put herself in the oven. It's fucking weird.
I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it, goes back to the history of the Fairy Clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned the lawyer, she began relations with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
Well, I did hear one thing. She says he hated his guts.
See. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Felix Wright. There is still much to investigate.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearls' Psych Lock. Well, it's time to break the locks of the person who taught me how to fucking use them.
I'm gonna break her. Like a kick-out bar.
It's time to break the Psych Locks for a second time! Let's break! Oh, there's something happening. Look at that! They really did make a fire right in front of the shack. Oh, Mr. Nick.
Ha! You're too late, Nick. Came here for one of our potatoes. Over I paused them all off, baby.
I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Let us
Where were you on the night of the
break.
16th?
After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elisa Nim's room reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me, but I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go.
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried, I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself, I was so nervous.
The Pearls never went to Mr. Nim's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? It was the Inner Temple, of course. You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? And the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. Profiles. My affair. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course.
I signed up for your special course.
Oh, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one of those, you channel.
Sister Bikini.
Sister Black. What the fuck? Slowly turned into pills, though. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen. Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the Inner Temple.
Then we're clear now that you went to the Inner Temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time it was when you headed over to the Inner Temple.
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10 o'clock? How did you know what time it was?
Because I had heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple bell is pretty small, though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell? Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Huh? Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. I actually don't know. There's something we haven't examined. Burnt letter. What's this? Once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit, leave everything up there. Okay. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper.
Well, where did you...
In the incinerator at the Inner Temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell. Actually, there's something else on this thing, because I think I saw 1, 3. So we got this. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel the spirit, leave everything up to her, right? But there's actually 2 other sections. Her name is Burnt Out. She is our ally, the Whole. Here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is blank, burn the blank. Also make blank not. Tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition.
Well, one of these lines is not like the other.
Oh well.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
Okay, 2 down. These instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and the purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... Dahlia Hawthorne! It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who Sister Bikini met at the Inner Temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia Hawthorne is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls, who wrote them? Whoever it was who asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? I mean, we know that. It's Morgan's Flame! Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother. Morgan Fay!
Morgan the Fay!
What?
Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick,
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child. Don't turn your back on a warrior.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
So she'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
But what? Why would I do something like...
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among others, right?
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Mr. Nim on the night of the murder? Oh, shit. Lawrence is also doing this. Right. George.
Perhaps we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well, would you like to practice reading with me?
Miss Elise, so for example, how do you read this?
It says gravy. It's kind of a tough word.
Oh, hold on.
Hello?
Hello?
Or like a mic disconnect.
Well? You like gravy?
I like gravy. You like gravy?
Not really.
I mean, it's alright. Is he typing this? I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Inject Discord. Hello. Still online.
Apologies, I'm back.
What happened?
Visitor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
At this time?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey. But what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. I didn't even manage to burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right.
Psych locks are gone!
Bitch.
You're going in for a long time, Nogo.
After dinner that night, I did go to the Inter Temple, with a pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the master of Kareen, since like it said in the letter.
I see, and then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow, so I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it, so I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Iffy.
But-
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Kids, you fell asleep. Fell asleep for hours too. It happens.
Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple.
Yes, when I woke up it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't...
That's fine. Oh, irritating.
Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I had overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and...
Let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried.
Sound real hush-hush.
Because I've been told to hush hush.
Must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know, like Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too.
Don't equate something so trivial with our experience, Larry. Well, let's go with Lost Powers.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit.
No, I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out, baby. You want, I'll come flying through the sky for you, whoosh, just like that.
So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Yep, like dating a girl. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken.
Thanks for your input, Butts. Please, very much, thank you. Fucking idiot.
You're welcome.
Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it. Morgan's letter.
And the phase letter.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
What even is a penitentiary?
Google.
It's the fucking name for the jail place.
The jail place.
Like, it's a literal jail, a penitentiary.
Oh, prison for people convicted of serious crimes. Okay. Thank you, George. Okay.
No, fuck, I literally said that. Fuck you.
No, you said a little jail or something like that, and then George said the definition.
There's literally, it doesn't matter.
Also, in the Roman Catholic Church, a priest appointed to administer penance.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month. And last month she told me...
The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it, and then do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now, listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden.
Furio Tigre Light?
No, it's Christopher Walken.
I come back for the Mega Man LP.
My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much.
Yeah, moms will do anything for kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Mai is part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her, too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with her letter, too.
A picture.
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh?
If Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty... Larry, why the fuck are you here?
Someone had opened it already. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us, but I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright.
Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her?
Ha! Finally figured out, have you, Trey? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is.
Go.
Go fuck yourself. The entrance to the Sacred Cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop.
I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort.
But it's all a waste of time.
Why do you say that?
Because my Faye isn't coming back.
What? You don't know what you're talking about. How could you say something like that?
It was your job to protect your tribe. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Faye. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances.
I'd realize that, but...
And you were the only one who was there by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved.
But I didn't know anything about what was going on.
Ha! What did you say, Trey? What did I just say? What? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll sell everything in the court tomorrow. Once and for all. Be there, be squared.
Mr. Nick, is what that man just said true?
It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child, my Pearl. It's better that you don't know. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now you are to take the place at the head of the Fae clan with my BYAKYOOGANG. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time.
Kill Phoenix Wright.
Just kill Maya, but yeah, whatever. We'll see you guys next time on Phoenix Wright. Trials and Tribulations. Goodbye.
So long, farewell.